Now Fumi, along with 3 other boys, are summoned into another realm as heroes who will rescue the kingdom from the waves of catastrophe. The heroes are meant to wield 4 cardinal weapons, therefore, Motoyasu is made the spear hero, Ren is the sword hero, Itsuki wields the bow, and Naofumi wields the shield. What seemed like an amazing adventure in the beginning soon turned into a nightmare for Naofumi. Not only did he face backlash and dislike for being the shield hero, on his arrival, he is faced with wicked schemes by the king's spoiled daughter, Mine. He also faces opposition from the king, the heroes, and the empire as a whole. Thankfully, great people on his side, Raftalia, Philo, Elhart, the second Princess Malti, and the Queen of the Kingdom, successfully proved Naofumi's innocence to the accusations. Furthermore, the shield hero has grown stronger in terms of strength. Now, the hero is faced with formidable opponents that might just be the truth behind the wave of catastrophe. Episode 1. After overcoming the worst waves of catastrophe, Naofumi is made Lord of Raftalia's home, Luralona Village. And there, Naofumi's influence creates room for humans and demi-humans to coexist. While they work together to rebuild the place that was once run down by bad political influence, they also receive help from new allies. It's all cherries and roses until there's a sudden attack of bat monsters that are not from the wave. To sum up the mysterious event, the wave countdown stops, and there's a massive explosion of light. In a meeting with the Queen, she reveals that the new threat is caused by the resurrection of the legendary Spirit Tortoise in the Spirit Tortoise Kingdom. Hearing this, Motoyasu, Ren, and Itsuki immediately shun the idea of going after the monster even before the Queen brings it up. The heroes were summoned to handle the waves, so every extra occurrence was out of their hands. Despite this, one of them takes up the task of going after the Spirit Tortoise, and that is revealed to be Naofumi and his party. Joining Naofumi's team is Risha, who was kicked out of the Bow Heroes party because she was too weak to face the waves with them. When Naofumi takes Risha in, he promises to train her till she gets strong enough to fight by the Bow Heroes' side. But for now, Risha opts to gain XP points by becoming Naofumi's slave. Afterward, the party journeys to the Spirit Tortoise Kingdom. They have fun at various stops. However, they also run into refugees who have lost their homes due to the new threat in the Tortoise Kingdom. Immediately they arrive at their destination, they are faced with Yeti monsters, which they take out in an instant. Episode 2. They also meet a strange woman who wishes to die by the shield hero's hand, but she disappears instantly. After this occurrence, Naofumi sits in a meeting with a group of national leaders who have gathered to discuss the new threat. Apparently, the Spirit Tortoise is hibernating after its last deadly attack that killed innocent people, destroyed the country's resources, and murdered thousands of troops. In the meeting, Naofumi finds out that there are other heroes in different worlds, just like the 4 cardinal heroes. Also, the strange woman from earlier barges into the meeting. She introduces herself as Ost Horai, one of the human-like monsters, aka human familiars created through the Spirit Tortoise. She reveals that her job is to block the waves from happening by using human souls as a resource. In other words, human souls are used as sacrifices to stop the waves. Usually, souls are obtained when big nations are tricked into war or when human familiars gather souls by themselves all over the world. If these plans fail, the last result is to unlock the seal on the Spirit Tortoise, which could provide countless souls at once. The only problem is that right now, someone secretly broke the seal on the tortoise, hence its unplanned attacks. She informs them that the tortoise is most likely on its way to them because it attacks only crowded populations, and the only way to kill it is to cut off its head. With that, Naofumi successfully gets the arrogant nation leaders to work together to eliminate a common enemy. Episode 3. Just as expected, the Spirit Tortoise responds after hibernating, and everyone gets in line, ready to attack. Eclair, one of Naofumi's new allies and instructors at Luralona Village, leads the marching troops. Grandma Elrazla, one of the people Naofumi cured, also joins the party as Naofumi's ally. Soon, Naofumi rides with his party while raising the Shield Hero's flag to boost the hearts of soldiers who fear marching to their deaths. The Spirit Tortoise moves slowly into the attack area prepared for it, but unfortunately, its size is a formidable one that renders it almost impenetrable. The turnout of the battle also has soldiers sacrificing their lives. To make matters worse, after the tortoise is sealed under a bombardment of rocks, it unleashes a widespread attack that deals damage around the battlefield. The last of the fight is up to the hero party, consisting of a combined effort that eventually severs the head of the tortoise. But when Horai, the human familiar to the tortoise, remains alive, it is evident that the monster isn't completely dead. Episode 4. Being the only ones fit to fight, Naofumi's party climbs the back of the tortoise to find out why it remains alive before it revives. On the way, Horai wonders why she receives such kindness from the troops and the girls when they know she's created by the monster. Later on, she has a heart-to-heart conversation with Risha, who wears a suit of philo in her bird form. They talk about Risha's accomplishments after joining the Shield Heroes team, proving she's not useless after all. Soon, they run into a village that was destroyed when the spirit tortoise unexpectedly revives. Thanks to the Queen's spy team, the Shadows, they find a spirit tortoise shrine with writing from Naofumi's world. Unfortunately, before they can get details on how to kill the monster, the shrine collapses. Luckily for them, Horai remembers the information at the last minute, and the hero party heads inside the tortoise to kill its heart. Episode 5. As they journey, it seems the adventure is full of surprises. Arriving where Naofumi is described as the monster's large intestine, the party meets unexpected guests. They bump into Lark, Therese, and Glass, enemies from another world sent to assassinate the 4 cardinal heroes through the waves of catastrophe. Although this time around, they are after the spirit tortoise and the guy who broke its seal. Apparently, the guy who broke the tortoise's seal is revealed to be from their world, but is consumed by his greed. This is why he must be stopped at all costs. To achieve this, both groups go their separate ways because of the existing animosity between themselves. When Naofumi's party arrives at the heart of the tortoise, they meet a mirage of Kyo, the guy responsible for breaking its seal. Kyo congratulates them for finding the real heart and reveals that Lark's team is somewhere fighting the fake heart as they speak. Even when Naofumi's party destroys the tortoise's heart, it remains undead. Just then, Horai remembers details about herself and the spirit tortoise. She also reveals that the answer lies in the deepest part of the monster and opens a pathway to it. Episode 6. When they arrive, they meet the real Kyo, who commends them for their foolishness, not realizing that killing Horai would have solved their problem all along. He reveals that Horai is not the monster familiar, but the monster itself, which is why he couldn't control her like the bats and yetis. To make matters worse, the spirit tortoise has regenerated its heart and head again. This is thanks to the amount of mana it has sucked from the 3 cardinal heroes, Motoyasu, Ren, and Itsuki, who were defeated and captured. They obviously refuse to kill Horai. Now, the spirit tortoise has a barrier surrounding its core that will require its end by destroying its heart and head at the same time. Luckily, Vittoria, the Philolio Queen, arrives at the scene, offering protection to the Queen's troop about to charge at the tortoise from the outside. She also communicates with the next Philolio Queen candidate, Philo, giving her orders to attack the heart from inside while she cuts off its head. While all of this is going on, Kyo hits his opponents with devastating gravitational magic that only useless Risha wearing a Philolio suit breaks out from. Actually, the power is proven not to come from the suit, but from Risha herself, confirming Grandma Elrasla's words about Risha's hidden potential. In the end, Vittoria and Philo's task to sever the head and heart is successful. Horai also gives Naofumi a part of the tortoise's heart that disintegrates the hate shield. Also, the power-up automatically makes his shield destroy itself by shooting at the tortoise's core. Before Horai's body disappears completely, she wishes Naofumi's party luck on their quest to go after Kyo, who has escaped with a soul to his world. Episode 7. When they arrive in the new world, they find a place different from what they know. Moreover, Naofumi has a different shield, their levels have been reduced to level 1, Philo is missing, and Raftalia is back to being a demi-human child, which is how Naofumi found her. When a monster approaches them, Kizuna, who is one of the 4 cardinal heroes in this world, arrives just in time to save the weak party. It turns out that Kizuna is from Naofumi's world but was summoned as a hero for a different reason because there are no waves of catastrophe in her world. She's revealed to be best friends with Naofumi's nemesis, Glass. Also, she reveals that they're stuck in an infinite labyrinth, a temporary prison that restricts whoever enters from leaving. Thanks to Naofumi's intelligence, they find a way out of the labyrinth, along with Kizuna, who has been stuck for years. Episode 8. Now in Kizuna's world, Naofumi realizes that he might be back to being a travel merchant because of the number of checkpoints they will have to pass before getting to Kizuna's country. Instead of a long journey, they choose to use Kizuna's teleportation skill with the aid of the hourglass in this realm. On the way to the hourglass in their current location, Naofumi gets to know that this world consists of different categories of people: the grass, the demi-humans, the jewels, where Therese belongs, and the spirits, where glass belongs. This also explains why Naofumi's soul-eating shield was her natural enemy. For the rest of their week, they exploit Glass's weakness and sell potions to spirits to replenish their extraordinary mana. They use the money to buy armor and rent inns during their stay. But when they go after the hourglass to teleport them to their destination, they fall into Kazuki's trap, planned by Kyo. They overcome Kyo's scheme. However, demi-humans are unable to use the hourglass, leaving Raphtalia behind. Episode 9. Finally arriving in Kizuna's country, sequel, they are shut out from teleporting back and immediately get to tracking Naofumi's party. First of all, Kizuna's friends are excited to see her after so long. One thing that doesn't come as a surprise is that people of Sequel are afraid of Naofumi. Soon, they meet Ethnobalt, who is revealed to be a vassal weapon user. In the legends, the heroes are either using cardinal weapons or vassal weapons. Through Ethnobalt's skill, a Shikigami is made with a strand of Raphtalia's hair that Naofumi absorbed in his shield and Naofumi's blood. Shikigamis have the ability to locate their originators. With Raphtalia and Glass's Shikigamis present, they are revealed to be in the same location. On their way to Mikagage, where the girls are held hostage, Naofumi finds Philo being maltreated at the hands of a master. Later that night, they sneak in to rescue and release her from the talisman that binds her form to a little bird. Episode 10. Meanwhile, Raphtalia is revealed to be locked in the same cell as Lark, Therese, and Glass. The cell known as the Prison of Exhaustion is not meant to only trap its hostages, it also drains their abilities while in it. They each exchange information about how they were caught, but when Glass hears about Kizuna, she gets so excited that she is immediately drained of energy. With Raphtalia's determination, they escape the prison and end up in some town. For the first time, Raphtalia works together with Lark's team, and they treat her like a little sister while giving her food and shelter. When it's time for the katana vassal weapon to choose its wielder among the locals, the weapon unexpectedly lands in Raphtalia's hands. This automatically makes her bigger, stronger, and the hero that is chosen by the katana. With her new power, she faces Kazuki head-on and wins. Unfortunately, this takes a toll on her body after consuming too much strength during the fight. Just when her body gives up, Naofumi and the others arrive at her aid for a heartfelt reunion. Episode 11. When the gang reunites, speaking about best friends Kizuna and Glass, Lark's team receives a scolding from Kizuna for attacking Naofumi's world as the villains. Kizuna promises to find a solution to the waves without the heroes of each world going after each other. Also, Lark is revealed to be the young king of Sequel. Together, both groups visit an equipment shop, and while at it, they are attacked by Yomugi, who shares similar features with Risha. Ironically, it is they who saved Yomugi from dying at the hands of the sword given to her by Kyo. Yomugi has the misconception that her childhood friend, Kyo, is trying to stop the waves. However, it is soon revealed that all along, Kyo's goal was to create a wave of catastrophe when it hits the world for the first time because of Kyo. Episode 12. With this wave of catastrophe, there's an unending flood of monsters against the vassal and cardinal heroes of this world. Meanwhile, Naofumi and his party are aided by Yomugi, who has seen the light. They are transported by Ethnobalt's boat vassal weapon to Kyo's lab, where they face chimeras who are tricked by Kyo and seek justice for Kazuki's death. But then again, Kyo reveals that he revived Kazuki by forcing another spirit into Kazuki's body. This fight is left for Philo, Raphtalia, and Yomugi, who wish to end Kyo's madness. Meanwhile, Naofumi and Risha face Kyo alone. Once again, Kyo provokes Naofumi into using the Rage Shield, which nearly consumes him. Just then, Risha talks him out of it. To complete the task, Raphtalia, Philo, and Horai spirits in Naofumi's shield arrive in time to support his final blow that kills Kyo. Episode 13. After the tortoise's power is retrieved, Naofumi and his party are teleported back to their world, where everything returns to normal. Well, almost everything. First of all, they return with the Shikigami Raph, which is named after Raphtalia. Philo consistently tries to fly like the form she obtained in Lark's world. Risha remains clumsy in some aspects, but is still determined to impress Naofumi. Still, Naofumi remains clueless about Raphtalia's feelings for him. In the end, they visit the back of the deceased tortoise, which has settled on a beautiful hill. Before leaving, Naofumi waves goodbye to Horai's spirit. That's everything. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and your comments below, and we will see you next time.